Hi everyone. I'm getting ready to go out on my walk here in San Francisco. The energy's kind of like a little wiry today, and so I'm going to go out and change the frequency a little bit. But before I went out, I wanted to talk to you about manifestations and how to manifest in the law of attraction. So last year in July, on 7/11, actually, on July 11th, I decided to leave where I was living on the coast on the beach in Texas. I got rid of everything I owned. I left my job, left my, place I was renting, and I went on this like long adventure across the United States where I traveled around in a car with different friends and then I walked across the country, around the country for 3 months living in a tent, like a nomad. I was a traveler wandering around. And so during that time of transcendence and letting go of fear to actually walk with a backpack on my back across the United States, I started to see what manifesting was about because it was amazing. Like I never went a day without food. I never went a day without money, at least a little bit, and I never asked for anything. And it was just like every time I needed something, an angel would swoop in and offer it. And it was amazing. And everyone that was traveling with me was like, wow, like this is like magic. And I was like, I know. And so the universe started to expand my mind within the power of how to manifest. In the past few months, in the past probably, a few months, I have really started to open my mind on how to manifest properly. And one of the YouTube channels that I talk about a lot is called Your Universe, but universe is spelled Y-O-U. That channel has really helped direct my mind and shift how to open up. And then I'm able to talk with you all about how to do it. And the law of attraction, and I'm starting to see it more and more within my own life, like my business and things. I'm attracting people and things, and everything is starting to align. And I know that many of you are experiencing the same thing. And I wanted to talk about how to really manifest properly to set the subconscious mind to open that portal. And the most important thing about manifesting is like, okay, so we have these visions, right? These end goals. We want to maybe start a business or, we want to have money in the bank to support our family. Well, you can set the intent with the vision, but it's not about expecting it all to come at one time. Like you don't just like write down on a piece of paper that you want $1 million in the bank and then boom, it's there. Like manifesting works in short-term goals, living presently in the moment. So like if you see the vision that you want, and for me, it's to start herb frequency, which we're doing so that I can create outlets for others to heal around the world. And that's what's going to happen because I know it. And I'm aligning these sources and with people and with it's just amazing, but it's little bits at a time. It's like, okay, well, what do I need right now to open up the next door to move into the next level of my manifestation? And so when we realize that it's just about working toward the end vision, knowing and trusting it's going to happen, and then it starts appearing out of nowhere. And we start to see the synchronicities line up. And so when we recognize or when we have the awareness to get past our humanistic emotions of what we think the world is, the illusionary stuff, I'm always saying we can peek in the box to what life really is about. And it's our mystic astral selves. It's not this humanistic robotic thing that we were unaware of, but now we're awakening to. We are being activated to remember. That's why it's happening. That's why every day is a blessing, because we are being channeled the most amazing, the Akashic records. I mean, we're being channeled the information of the gods to recreate what has been destroyed. And that's the thing about life, is that it's forever evolving. So there really isn't destroying anything. It's just the regeneration of it. And so when we understand that life is a cycle and things end and collapse and fall, we're able to detach ourselves from the emotional standpoint of the outside shock of things to really take a look to see what's going around and to understand that, there has to be a shift. There has to be, there's a regeneration. So as we're moving through this ascension energy, it's really important not to attach to what's going on the news and the way that we're being fed things, and to be mindful and listen with your mind. Versus what it shows us on the outside. Because we know what we're supposed to do within ourselves. We know how to manifest what we want for ourselves. And it takes not like listening to the what someone else tells you. Like, we all know what we're supposed to do within ourselves, and all we have to do is listen. Like, it doesn't matter what's happened up to this point. Like, all that matters is that here we are now. And like, if you're having trouble in your mind and you don't know how to get past something, and you don't know what to do or what's causing you pain, or you know what it is and you don't know how to let go of it, just remember that it's just a thought that creates a feeling. That's it. It's just your mind. It's just a thought that can be reprogrammed if you want that. And so every day I'm reprogramming my mind to assist me in the channel that I'm creating and that I'm tapping into. The spirit's so strong the last 5 days, it just comes out whenever it wants now. Like, it's amazing. And so, every day it's just about getting past this humanistic stuff that like drills in our minds that keeps us paralyzed. Like anxiety, depression, all of that. It's time to just like look in the mirror and say enough is enough. And when we do that, that's when we can start to create. And that's when we can just like surrender the ego. Like we hold on to anger. And why? Like, why be mad at what? Someone else's thoughts or what someone else is doing because their energy is not aligned? Like, we have to remove the emotional attachment that we have onto things. Like, I understand I'm very passionate and I have a lot to say about a lot of things, but I learned how to channel my energy so that I can pull in what I want, what I see within the visions of my creation. If we're sitting around, bitching about what everyone else is doing, we're not creating our own reality. And so, it all depends on what we want for ourselves. So if you want to start manifesting, you want to understand law of attraction, allow yourself. Ask your channel. Just say, hey, I'm ready. I'm ready for the upgrade. I'm ready for the download, whatever we want to call it. I'm ready for the awareness, the clarity, and you will receive it. Just be mindful that it's coming to you. Trust that it's already here. It's just tapping into it. Every human being on this planet is magic. We just have to remember. That's it. And it's about the intent. It's about the intent of attraction. Like, for me, my intent is not to be rich so that I can buy a bunch of stuff that I don't use anyway. It's to create business and to evolve and heal other people so that we can continue to change what's already in motion. We're just along for the ride. We're assisting the ascension energy. When we realize that that is the case, we can just let go of all the BS and surrender to what is. That's exactly right. I mean, it really is just about not fighting anymore and letting go of the aggression that we feel in our mind. If you feel darkness, recognize that that is where you find light. And if you have light, don't forget it came from the darkness. Because that's how we see through the eyes of another. Yeah. Alicia says, love feeling the magic of attraction. Such a beautiful thing. Yeah, it's amazing. Like, we have the power to create and influence and inspire on a level that we don't even realize that we have the power to do, to influence other people. And so it's just about the kind of influence you want. like the frequency you're attracting for yourself. Because what we project, what we think, is projection. So if you're thinking on a high level, guess what you're going to attract? If you're thinking on a lower level, well, that's the space that you're going to be in. It just takes the human recognizing self to evolve. Like, there is nothing in this world that should cause anyone such great discomfort that we can't function in this life. Because it's the evolution of the regeneration of humanity. Like, it's just about recognizing that there is a cycle to things, and we are in a new cycle. We are in a cycle of ascension, which is the transcendence of what has been and is no longer. So we can either get on board, or we can keep complaining about the illusionary stuff that we see on TV and things like that, because there's a lot more going on underneath that's shifting with the ascension that's happening. And so it's just important to remember not to hold on to the attachment of things, because there's going to be a lot of changes ahead. And the United States is going to experience a lot of changes coming up. And we have to band together and remember that all of that is illusionary, and that we are here for each other, the people, the spirit of the land, right? We know in our hearts what we're here for, and it's not what someone else says. I love you to the moon, family. And remember, you are mystical, you are magic, you are love, and it starts here in the most powerful chakra in the body to align the frequency of the channel. Think of yourself as an etheric, energetic being, a signal that you send. If you focus on that, it activates everything. That's it. I love you guys.